Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tiana, and honestly I don't know what kind of a mood I'm in right now, but we're just gonna film this video. I'm taking a break from doing my homework and I'm just gonna film this video. Obviously, if you clicked on it, you've read the title by now. And this is not a video that I ever thought in like a million years I would be making on my YouTube channel. But I have a brain tumor. So I'm making this video because honestly, I contemplated just moving past it and ignoring it on this channel. But I did vlog me getting an MRI, and if you haven't watched that, I'm gonna link it in a card. And I'm also gonna put it in the description box, but I vlogged me getting an MRI, and at the end of that video, I shared some news with you guys that there was an abnormality on my pituitary gland, and that was caught in the MRI. So I just decided I'm not gonna leave y'all hanging like that, because I did get a lot of comments and a lot of y'all reached out, and I am thankful to have such loving subscribers who are so supportive and who care so much about me, enough to just comment and say that they love me and are praying for me and stuff like that, and just like reach out to me. That's really appreciated, because obviously this is not ideal, but I do have a brain tumor. It is benign, it's non-cancerous, and it is a pituitary adenoma. So I'm gonna kind of like tell you about what is going on, and then I'm gonna tell you how I found out and everything. But I have a very tiny pituitary adenoma on the right side of my pituitary gland, and the way that we found it was because my neurologist recommended I get an MRI. So I had my first MRI, and they noticed an abnormality. So I got a second MRI, and in that video I think I mentioned that it was going to be September 7th or September 9th, but my parents were very concerned, so they pushed it up. We called and, you know, found out if there were any cancellations, and luckily we found one. So I got my second MRI, and that one was done without contrast for the first 10 minutes, and for the second 10 minutes they injected me with an IV of contrast dye so that they could get a clearer image of the, you know, the stuff in my brain. So the contrast dye, I believe it's just like a blue dye, and it just circulates throughout your body so that they can really see all of the structures and whatnot in your internal body or whatever. But let me tell you, I do not like needles, so the nurse, when he put the contrast dye in me, or he tried to put the IV in my left arm and it didn't work, and then I got a migraine. I started like freaking out and I thought I was gonna pass out, and then another nurse had to put it in my right arm, and then when they removed it I got a migraine, and I had a migraine for the entire rest of the day, and then I had to take off work. It was a whole mess. But I had that second MRI, and then the very next day the neurologist's office called me and they told me that I had a tumor on my pituitary gland, but they said it was really small. So yeah, that's what happened. And then after that I had to get blood work done. They did like a urine test and blood work just to determine, I guess, what kind of tumor it was and if it was cancerous or not. So it's not cancerous, and it is not a hormone secreting tumor, because I know that some pituitary tumors will secrete prolactin, and then it'll cause like a bunch of other issues, or some of them will secrete like growth hormones and stuff. And luckily for me, mine is just a mass, or like a clump of cells, a very tiny clump of cells. But yeah, that's what my neurologist said, and he said it's like so small, it's as big as the tip of a pen cap, so very tiny. And he also said that with the size that it is, it shouldn't be giving me migraines, and he said that he still thinks that the reason that I'm getting migraines is because I was on a hormonal form of birth control, which I did discuss in a different video, so I'm also going to link that down below. But the whole reason why I started seeing a neurologist and all of that is because I was getting severe chronic migraines, like to the point of just being in debilitating pain and like not wanting to function. That's how bad my migraines were. So I was getting those migraines, and then I saw a doctor. I went and saw like different doctors, and then they told me to see a neurologist. I saw my neurologist, and then he told me to get an MRI, and then after the MRI, that's when they found out I had a brain tumor. But basically I'm never going to be taking birth control again, ever. At least not one that contains estrogen, because my neurologist told me that I literally cannot, because it's making it worse. Like whatever's going on neurologically in my head, I just can't have estrogen. I can't have like synthetic estrogen anymore. And I don't really think that it's healthy to like be on that stuff. I mean, just from a personal standpoint, from me, I don't know how long this tumor has been in my body, and it's really small, and obviously I don't want it to get bigger, because if it does get bigger, then it can like start to press on other stuff in your brain. And luckily mine is so small and we caught it so early, so you know, it is what it is. And I do have to go to a neurosurgeon within the next couple weeks to discuss how we're gonna go about treating this. He may say that we need to remove it surgically, or he may say that we can leave it in and monitor it. Regardless, I'm gonna be having MRIs done consistently for probably the rest of my life, like maybe every 4 to 6 months, just to monitor the tumor and see what's going on. But yeah, I'm not going to be taking birth control anymore. Like I physically can't do it. And this whole like migraine headache thing started in the beginning of this year. I want to say like February, March. And that's around the time that I started getting put on like different brands of my birth control pill. So I was always taking ortho tricycline low, and then obviously there's like Trilo Marzia, Trilo, like different ones, like different brand names. But around the time that I started having different brands of that pill is when I started getting the migraines. And then eventually we found out that I had a brain tumor. It could just be a coincidence. They could be correlated. I don't know. My neurologist didn't say like, oh, your birth control caused this issue. But he said, I cannot take estrogen containing birth control pills anymore. And then also he just said, you know, yeah, like basically, I don't know. Like he can't say that it was caused because of that. And he said, it's just like coincidentally you got migraines and we got an MRI done. And then we found out that you have a brain tumor. And he also told me that a lot of people have the pituitary adenoma and it goes untreated for decades and it doesn't grow in size, and then they live perfectly normal lives. But long story short, that's what happened to me, and I am still getting headaches every day, but because of the medication that he has prescribed to me, I'm able to manage it and not be in excruciating pain every day. Because before when I was taking the birth control, I was in excruciating pain. Like whenever they put me on Trilomarzia, I was in excruciating pain. I would be getting like shooting pains in my head and be on the couch crying and stuff. So I stopped taking it and I did see an improvement. And then I started taking migraine medication. So right now I'm taking topiramate, which is an anti-seizure medication that also doubles as a migraine preventer. So I take that every night, and then if I get like a super bad migraine, I take sumatriptan, which is pretty heavy duty migraine medication, or I'll take like Nurtec, but that one doesn't really work for me, honestly. And then they also gave me something that's basically like an Excedrin, and that works okay, but you know, not really. But obviously, like, I don't know, you guys. I don't like the fact that I'm dependent on medication now to live my daily life. And even today I woke up and I was like, damn, I can feel it. I can feel that there's a soreness in the right side of my head. And like even right now as I'm filming this video, I can feel it and it's there. And definitely being on the migraine preventer medication makes it way less bad. But it's just like an annoying kind of like irritating pain. And it's something that is a constant reminder that there's just like something not right. And it's kind of scary. I mean, I have had headaches like pretty much every single day. I remember yesterday I didn't have a headache, I think. Yeah, yesterday I didn't have a headache. And the days that I don't have headaches, it's like a huge deal. And it's not like I'm sitting here constantly in pain. Like I still do everything that I used to do. Like I do my internship, I do school, I go to the gym, I hang out with my friends, I do pretty much everything. But I never know when I'm gonna get a headache, and I always have to have like my medicine and stuff with me. But I don't know, like, it's just so, it sucks. Yeah, my neurologist doesn't really think that a tumor of that size would be causing migraines, you know, of this severity, I guess. Because he said usually tumors that cause pain are like bigger than that, and mine is so small. But he said that I do have to see a neurosurgeon for an opinion on, you know, whether or not it needs to come out. And that is very scary to me, but I'm honestly just at the point in life where if it needs to be removed for me to no longer be in pain, then I'm just ready for them to remove it, because I don't really want to be taking medicine every day for the rest of my life. And the thought of it getting bigger and me possibly losing, like, you can lose your peripheral vision and you can have like other stuff go wrong, because like your brain is really important, obviously. Like it's your brain, and if there's something in there that's not supposed to be there and then it starts to grow and press on other stuff, you can have a bunch of issues. So if they do need to remove it, then it's gonna have to be removed, and I'm just gonna have to be fine with it. But that is really scary to think about, and I've kind of just like had to make peace with it, I guess. I was a mess, like I was definitely a wreck for a long time. I found out all about this, like, I think, yeah, September 1st was the day that I found out I had a brain tumor, and I didn't know if it was cancerous or not. But then soon after that I found out like it's a pituitary adenoma, and I'm fine, I don't have brain cancer. But it's still really scary, just like to think about that kind of stuff, like especially at 22, when I'm still, you know, trying to like start a career and finish grad school. I don't like having that thought just like in the back of my head, and just waking up every day like, am I, you know, I wake up every day and I don't know, is today going to be a migraine day or not? Like, it's just, it really just, it's one of the hardest, this is definitely the hardest thing that I've ever had to deal with. But I know that everything happens for a reason, and it's just going to make me stronger going forward. And it has already taught me a lot, and I'm definitely super thankful for all of my friends and family that have been super supportive throughout this entire time. And it just honestly showed me how blessed I was. One, to have access to healthcare and a neurologist and MRIs and all of the things that I need, and medication. And two, just seeing how my friends have supported me and all of the people in my life that have shown me so much love. Like it's like really heartwarming. Even though this situation sucks, it's nice to know that I have friends that actually care about me. But obviously, like, I would not want to be going through this ideally. But I don't know. I've made my peace with the situation, and The other thing that I wanted to mention is I talked with my neurologist, and the surgery to remove a pituitary tumor is, I think it's called like transsphenoidal brain surgery. So they would open me up through kind of like my nasal passage, and it wouldn't be like a craniotomy, so no shaved heads over here. And they would just like basically go up there, and the pituitary gland is like somewhere in the center kind of your head. I don't really know, but that's how they would take it out if they needed to take it out. And oh my gosh, like I hope that they don't have to take it out, but if they have to take it out, it's coming out regardless. Like, I don't have a say. The neurosurgeon would have a say. And I mean, he's done this lots of times, and this tumor is actually pretty common. I think, I was looking it up online. 1 in 10 people develop this tumor in their lifetime. And it is quite uncommon for people in my age category to get it, but older people have like higher rates of it. So it's not like, it's not super scary. I mean, obviously it is scary for me going through it, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not like a super rare condition. And when I found out that I wasn't gonna have to, like, you know, shave my head and stuff, that was a big relief for me for sure. But I'm glad that we caught it so early, and I'm really blessed that I was able to get the MRI and figure out everything. But I guess like the one thing that I really wanted to tell you guys, and one comment that I saw a lot on the TikToks that I made about like having a brain tumor, and the one YouTube video I posted about me getting the MRI, the one main thing that I wanted to say is, if you are experiencing like migraines and headaches like chronically, get that checked out. Like, go to a doctor, see if they will refer you to a neurologist, and if they recommend you to get an MRI, then go ahead and get it. Because I was honestly in denial for a long time. I didn't want to get an MRI because once I came off the birth control pill, I was like, you know, it was definitely that. I was like, you know, no need for an MRI. So they were actually calling me to make my MRI appointment, and I was like ignoring the calls. And then when I realized, you know, I've been off the pill for a month now and I'm still getting the migraines, maybe I need to do something about it. And I scheduled the MRI, and they found out, you know, kind of blew my mind a little bit. So definitely, if you are having severe migraines or just chronic pain of any kind, and you have access to a doctor and healthcare, then you should definitely get it checked out. Because God forbid I had just like continued living my normal life and just never done anything about it. It could have gotten bigger. Like, we could be years down the road and something really bad could have happened to me. So it's definitely good to like be proactive about that stuff. And, you know, this has been an emotionally taxing video for me to film. But let's end it on a good note. I'm sure that not a lot of people are gonna watch all the way to the end, but one funny thing that I wanted to say is I went the entire COVID-19 pandemic, didn't catch COVID, but I got a brain tumor. And then the other thing that I wanted to say is, one of my friends said, what did he say exactly? You didn't get COVID, but you got a brain tumor, so it looks like your body was playing defense on the wrong field. And honestly, that made me laugh. That's pretty funny. But yeah, I guess sometimes life just throws you a curveball, because never in my life did I ever once think that I would get a brain tumor, but it happened. So I'm just trying to keep a positive attitude, and you know, I make my TikToks about it, I crack my jokes, and I try not to let it get to me, because at the end of the day, I still have to do stuff. So I just don't want to be sad about it. I was extremely heartbroken and sad about it for a long time. By a long time, I mean 2 or 3 days, because that's the type of person I am. Like, give me 2 days, I'll be good after that. And then, you know, after that I moved on. I was like, okay, like, we're gonna keep it moving, keep it pushing, and we're gonna just get through it, because I'm still gonna graduate. I am still going to get my MBA. I'm still gonna finish my internship. I'm still gonna get a job, and I'm still gonna go to the gym. I'm still gonna like take my spin classes, go running, do all those things that I love to do, and I'm not gonna let this get me down, especially finding out that, you know, it's so small and it's not cancerous. And if anything, being happy and living a healthy lifestyle is gonna make it go by faster. It's gonna make me recover faster, and it's gonna help me be in less pain overall, and it's gonna make me, you know, healthy. Just wanna say again, before I end this video, thank you all so much for your love and support. I am not gonna address this on my channel going forward. This is gonna be the last video about the brain tumor. Unless, of course, if they say I need to get it surgically removed, then I'm gonna make a video about that, because, you know, that's a big life event. And I'm sure if other people have this pituitary adenoma, they would want to know what is the surgery like and the recovery and stuff. I think the recovery for that would be 6 weeks to fully recover, and it's 2 or 3 days in the hospital. But I'm no longer going to give this any more attention on my YouTube channel. We're gonna have a happy, fun time and do everything that I used to do and just live a normal life. And that's about it. So if there's no more videos on this channel about the topic, then that means that I did not have a surgery. And then if you see that video, then it means I got a surgery. So that's about it. I just wanted to update you guys and let you know what's going on. But I love you all so much, and thank you all for keeping me in your prayers and for all of your well wishes, because I genuinely appreciate it. So I love you guys, and I will see you next time.